Okay. So in the last two sessions, we have discussed with how to create a job sequence in parallel mode and how to run job sequence when there is a dependency in order, like a sequential order, like first job has to run the output of first job is the input for second job. Okay. And we have worked with how to handle with exception handler. What is the use of exception handler in the uh, last sessions. Okay. So now today we will cover this looping variables. Okay, in job sequence. So here we have some functionality in the looping variables. For example, there is a job that I need to run 5 times. So that is the iterations. Okay, so there will be specific records that we need to run while processing the load. So there is a some DB limitation extract. Okay, so while in the extraction phase, we will be considering only 1 lakh records to only should be processed. Okay, if that is a scenario, what we can do? So total we are receiving 4 lakhs plus records on daily basis. Then in that scenario, what we can do is for each iteration, we'll be extracting 100 records. I mean 1 lakh records. Okay, so 1 lakh records are going to extract. Okay, so if that is the scenario, we can run the job uh, by keeping in the loop. Okay, so that the 5 times of the same job will be run and respective process will complete. Okay, so here we have numeric loop and other option is the listed loop. Okay. So numeric loop is to helps us to considering the iteration to run a particular process 5 times. Okay. So now let's see how we can develop this numeric loop. Log into this. Yeah. Okay. So job sequence, right? So here we have options like start loop and end loop. Here we can take in any job. Okay. Okay. So I'm driving this particular job. Now let's make a connectivity. Okay. So here double click on job activity. Okay. Now start loop activity. So here we have two options. One is numeric loop, other one is listed loop. One is numeric loop, listed loop. Okay. So here now let's work on the numeric loop, and this is the starting point. Okay. So here from which cycle you want to run the job? I want to run from first and increment step, and we can pass how many times that you want to run. To max the limit. So here we'll create a parameter. Okay. So here we'll create a parameter. For example, here you can consider to run. Just to give a parameter like that, to run. Okay. So let's consider it. That's it. Click on OK. And here we can give that integer. Okay. So here trigger action here, nothing to define. There is no specific condition. So that is the reason here we have unconditional. Okay. So now let's start loop activity. Click on OK. Okay, so let's double click on this Java activity. Now click on OK. So here you can give the condition, like you can give the customs condition. Okay. So let me rename this. After that, we will define the. So now let's define the custom condition. Okay, so less than or equal to 2. Click on OK. And here in the end loop activity, so there is nothing to define. So it's whenever this condition break up, automatically it will stop here. So that is the end loop activity. Nothing to define here. Okay. So now let's save this job. It says 64, 65. Okay. So job sequence. Click on save. So it looks like it is saved in another folder. So it's not in compile state. Now let's go to director. When the job is not in compile state, we cannot run that. Okay. So make sure your job is in compile state. Here you can see it's not in compile state. So this is the one. Okay. So let's compile the job. And now let's run the job here. Okay, so we'll run from here. Okay, so this is the 165. So how many times I want to run the job? Okay, so now let's give 5. Okay, so click on run. So this job runs 5 times. Okay, see here, this is the job that we have called. So it will run 5 times. So here you can see the looping iteration activity. So loop from 1 to 5. This is step 1, iteration 1. See here, fifth instant is running. Okay, 4 got completed 4 times. Okay, so job got completed 5 times. Okay, so now here the same job has run 5 times. Okay, so let's see the output of that particular job. So this is the one. Okay, so now let's do one thing. Let's do some changes in the job. So this particular job, what I will do is I will create in a multi-instance. So what is made by multi-instance? For example, the same job can be used, we can run simultaneously by passing different parameter. Okay. So here we have option allow multi-instance. Okay. The same code can be same code can be run for at the same time. So the same code be run by passing different parameters. So that is multi-instance. So what is the advantage of this multi-instance? Advantage of this allow multi-instance is we can optimize the running process where no need to create a separate job. Same design we can use for the other activities also. For example, I want to run. I have a process that I developed for USA. The same process also will applicable for other countries like Canada, other. Okay. So if that is the case, then we have to pass the different parameter, Canada parameter. So in the filter condition. So the code remains the same. Only the extraction process only where that will change. So that we are passing as a parameter. Now let's see how to pass that value. Now click on OK. So in this job, here I am creating one param file. Okay. So what is this param file? To name file name FM file name string. Okay. Click on OK. Underscore. Okay. And here we are passing the parameter file name dot txt dot txt. Click on OK. Save, compile, and run this check. Just compile is enough. So anyway, we are running from sequencer, right? Okay. So now here this one has been changed. So here you can see the invocation name. So when you allow the job to run with the multiple instance, okay. So the invocation ID, it will be enabled. So here, let's pause the invocation ID as this one, looping counter active. Okay. And also here, the file name, we can give the instruction from the looping counter activity. Okay. So now let's click on OK, save, compile, and run this job. So let's give 6. So this will run 6 times. I'm giving 6. Click on run. Job started running. See here the invocation is the first instance. Okay. See here it is giving the number. Okay. So after completion of the file also here you can see for each run it is triggering the separate output. Okay. So as long as the number is getting increased here, so it has to run 6 times. See, 6th time it is running. I mean, it's also completed. Now let's see the log here. See, for each run, it has given, it has passed this invocation ID. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. 6 times we have run, right? So that is the difference. Okay. So it has run 6 times. Okay. So this is a numeric loop. Okay. For example, I want to run this job for only 3 times. Okay. So then what we can do? While running the job, we can run. Click on 3. That's it.
Just this numeric, how can we compare with real time? 3, 6, how we decide that?
So, if you have a requirement, if you want to run a specific process 3 times,
Okay.
okay. So if that is the case, then we can use this looping activity. And also for each loop, you want to pass a different parameter and extract the data.
Okay, where we are passing that parameter here?
So parameter that we will be defined in the job itself. If the looping activity number is 1, then pick up this parameter. If it is this value, you will say 2 for Canada. Like that, we can pass. And we have other options also listed variables. So I want to pass different country names. With that, I want to run the job. Okay. So in that scenario, where we can use this activity. Now we can see here it has run 3 times. Okay. See here, only it has run 3 times, like that. So this is numeric methodology. So when normally when we can use this option is, for example, I have a file as an input. File as an input. Okay. So when the file is received, then only the job has to run. Okay. Okay. So then what we can do is, if the file is not received, then we have to keep for waiting for the file for half an hour or 1 hour. If that is the requirement. In that scenario where we can use. Okay. So that is so this is the scenario here. Okay. So when our file is present, then only job has to run. Okay. So here you can see. So this is the start loop activity. Increment step 5 times. Okay. And here I'm searching for a file. Okay. So in that directory, the file has to be present, ls minus lrt. When this particular file is present, then only job has done. So here I have given the trigger action as others. Okay. So here nested condition. If file is present, it returns a value 0. If file is not present, it returns a value 1. Okay. So it will be get condition deviated. Okay. If file is present, then only it will run this job. Okay. If the file is not present, then what we need to do is, like, we need to wait for some time. Like we have given sleep 60. That means 1 minute. Normally we'll wait for 10 minutes. Another 10 minutes or any 5 minutes, like that. So file may come between 8 p.m. to 8 p.m. EST to 9 p.m. EST. Okay. So here we have to wait for 1 hour. I mean, like within this time frame, the file may come at any time. So then only our job has to run. Okay. So if that is the case, what we can do is, here we can create like a multiple. We will wait for 5 minutes. Okay. So 5 minutes into what? 5 into 60. So that is sleep. You can give the command sleep 300. So it will wait for 5 minutes. So that so the total number of iterations will be 12. Okay. So like that, we can keep on give the waiting condition. Okay. So this is one of the scenario where we can use, where we can run the particular job multiple times. Okay.
Yeah, but file watcher also is there, right, Jesse?
We can use file watcher also. That is also alternate option. And this can be handled with in the this tidal. If we need to keep the file as a dependency. Okay, so then only the data stage job will run. Okay, so this can be handled in multiple ways. So here we have options in job sequence, so that if you are using only data stage as a scheduler, for example, so due to cost, maintenance cost, and they don't want to invest on too much. Okay, so if that is the case, then you can use this uh, start loop and end loop activity. Okay, you can use file watcher also.
So in this case, we have to write after start loop a condition, Jesse.
Yes, yes, yes.
It's
Start
equal
loop.
to loop not
Equal.
equal to 1, then take
Yeah.
country equal to this
Country.
or something.
Yeah. Yes, yes, correct. So when the file is present, okay, sometimes what happens, right? We won't receive the full content of the data. Okay. Sometimes business team only share only header. The data won't share. The file we have received. So data is in processing. I mean, loading is happening with the other team. So here what we will do is, we will check like how many records are there. If it is records more than two, then only it will be processed for the to run the job. Okay. So if it is having the records only, header is created, data is still loading. So in that case, if we process that file, what happens? Data load won't be accurate. Data load will be accurate. Okay. So that is the scenario. Okay. Yeah. So any questions here? Now let's see the listed loop. So listed loop is like performing the operations. For example, I have retail outlets. I have branches. Okay, so company has different branches. Okay, so now my requirement is I need to filter the data. Okay, based on the location, I want to separate the data with the location wise. So here we are receiving the data uh, with some condition, like we'll be having the list of branches. Okay, so listed loop, I have branches like Hyderabad. Okay, and after then I have Bangalore, Chennai. Okay, so then USA, like you can say more north. Okay, Singapore, Australia, Australia, Sri Lanka. So here I'm operating my business. So I want to, there will be a centralized server where it will, we have the data at centralized DB. Now I need to separate the data with a location wise. Okay. So here I am passing a filter condition with a location. Okay. So here I'm passing a filter condition as a location. Okay. So now so this is one case study. Let's imagine. So here I'm applying this country. I mean, the location, store location, city. Okay, city name is equal to this one. Okay, so this is my criteria. Okay, so in that case, what I can do is I can pass this as a value in the listed loop. Okay, so let's create a job. Okay, so I can use the same existing job design. Okay, so now let's see. 66 listed loop. It won't save. Okay, so here we don't need this particular runtime parameter. Okay, so now what we can do is like you can delete this, not required, because we are using the listed loop. Okay, so now let's change the design from numeric loop to listed loop. Okay, so here I'm copying paste this value. Okay, so here separate is it space or comma that you have to define. If it is other, then that you have to pass this. Okay, Now trigger nothing to do with this. Now double click on here. So here file name will be the location name where the business gets getting operated. Okay. So now let's see reset if required and pass the same counter. Um, okay. Here also the same thing. Now click on OK. Save, compile and run this job. Have deleted the output files. Here you can see the location wise, the list we have given, right? So with that, the files will be separated. Okay. Okay. So you can see here what are the countries we have. So that has been passed in the list. See, first it has Bangalore. First it Hyderabad, Bangalore. Next one is Chennai. Third, okay, fourth one is Morton. Fifth one is Singapore, Australia, Sri Lanka. Okay. Okay, so now we have we will work on another scenario with the same activity. So here we have employer designations. Okay, so here I want to separate the files based on employee designation wise. I have employee data in a file. My requirement is to separate the data with the employee wise. Okay, so now let's see. Select from EMP underscore TS. Okay. So this is the table. So update emp underscore ds set. So here job is equals to image mgr, where job is equals to mgr. Include this. I'm projecting a record. Okay. Click on submit. Okay. Yeah. So now let's separate the list of records. Select distinct job from emp underscore ds. Okay, so these are the designations, 5 designations were there. Now what I will do, I will separate these 5 designations. Okay, so for filter condition, I will be passing like this. Okay, so let's take any other job which deal with the employee data, like applying filter condition. So let's take, we can take okay. So here let's see this first job. So source file. Okay. Okay, so let's use this job. We'll apply the filter condition. H7. Can't save. Okay. Now low multi-instance. So here see job dst. designation. Okay, DEST. So click on OK. So in the transformer, what you will do, we will apply the filter condition. Okay. So job is equal to this particular one. Put job is equals to parameters. Job, job parameter. Okay. Click on OK. Click on OK. So every time it will get filter off. Okay. So then here we need to separate the file, right? Okay. Okay. So here I have given job designation underscore emp data dot txt. So it will be get separated. Okay. So let's have the header as a okay. So now click on okay. Okay. Just compile this. Okay. Now click on run. Okay. So okay. Anyway, we are running from sequence. Right? Okay. So now let's go to function. 68. Okay. So, okay, so here we need to give the list of designations here. So that is a criteria as a listed this thing.
Jesse, instead of hard coding here, any other approach we have? Because we don't hard code those things,
So
right?
yeah, for example, if it is the designations are constant, uh, can hard code or we can pass it from param file. Okay. So this can be called from the param file also. Okay, like for example,
What does it mean, param file?
we can parameterize this. Okay, so So here we are calling, we can call these values from the parameter. Okay. So here also we can pass the list.
Okay, as a default value.
The default value. So this is one approach.
Or we can use assignment also, right? User variable.
User variable we can use, and we can by using awk command also here we can pass. Okay. So this is
awk.
awk. Here let's see. Okay, we have to change the job, right? Okay. So here we can rename this one. Distinct employee jobs. Okay. So once you rename this, what happens is you need to change in the trigger also. You need to change in the trigger. See here, it has been converted into error. Now what you can do, go to again job activity variable. Okay. Now click on it. Okay. So now save, compile and run this job.
This is less than or equal to means warning and error, but zero also will come, right? In that.
Yeah,
But
zero also.
zero we don't want, right?
No, zero won't come. Yeah, zero. See, there is job status. It starts with 1, 2.
Okay, okay. Got it.
Okay. Yeah, now run the job. So before that, I will empty this target folder. So here you can see yeah, it's running for salesman. Okay, so that has been completed. It's running for the next designation. Let's see the output. So here salesman employee data. You can see here only it has been separated out only the salesman data. Clerk. You can see here only the clerk. President. Only one record will be there. President, manager. Analyst. So actually, oh, okay, okay. So we did a small mistake here. Should use source as a DB. So here we have updated, right? For one record. Let's change that. For example, let's add the parameter set. DB params. Click on OK. MP underscore DS. All columns. Okay. No. Now compile this. So this we have compiled. Now let's run the job. Okay, so I should have deleted this. Yeah, okay, or I can leave. See, now 4 records will come. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Here we have updated, right? We have called DB. Okay. So here in the job, we have defined the parameters. Okay. The same thing has to be defined here. Okay, so I need to add the parameter. DB parameter here. Okay. So I have added the parallel job, right? The same way I need to add here.
Okay.
So now add here. Okay. So DB insert parameter automatically. Whatever the parameter set is there, that it can be inserted. Okay. Click on OK. Okay. So now let's compile and run again. And before that, I will delete all the files here.
Jesse, this parallel internally or sequential?
One. This is parallel only. So
So
this,
all jobs will trigger one time, like for example, salesman, manager,
no,
every
no, no.
job will
It will be looping. It starts with the looping,
one after another.
one after the other. Okay. So here job got compile. I will compile here. Okay. So
Is there any option for parallel with different parameters, Jesse?
then here we have to create multiple jobs. Here we are running in a loop, right? One after another. In a listed loop, we are running.
Yeah, I got it. But what I'm asking, for example,
This,
we have same design, right? One job only.
yeah,
So
we have to give multiple jobs. So how the parallel will run? When we have the multiple jobs only, the parallel will run, right? So we have to create.
yeah, got it. Mm.
We have
Same
to create.
instance will take same job will take 5 times and we'll pass
Yes,
on
yes.
individual parameters. Okay.
Individual parameter. Okay. So now
So
let's.
here to use this looping, we have to uh, allow. We have to check that allow multi-instance option. It's mandatory
Mandatory, yeah.
in the sequence.
Sequence, yes, yes. So now let's see the job is running. So here you can see the ID. Okay. So here salesman. First salesman. Okay. So here the given list designation wise, it will get separated. Okay. So this is about listed loop. So here today's session we have covered numeric loop and listed loop. Let's see the output of it. So here you can see all belong to salesman data. Okay. This is clerk data. And this is president. We have only one president. Okay. So here our source is file, right? So now we need to check whether the data is getting from the file extracted correctly or not. What is the logic? So you can use job count CMT. So this is a test case. Group by job. Okay. So here you can see salesman 4. Okay. So this we have to consider salesman 4 records. Okay. So we have 4 records, right? And similarly, clerk how many records? 4 records. Let's see here. Clerk how many. So here clerk also 4. Okay. And what is the next one? President one. Let's see. President one. Okay. And what is the manager? 4 records. Manager 4, unleashed 2. Okay. So let's see the manager. So here manager 4 records. Okay. And analyst 2. So 2 records. Okay. So that means the data is distributing into various files correctly. Okay. So this is a testing. So here source you have to write the distinct, and that number of records should be matched with the distinct separated designations. Okay. So we need to capture the evidence. Okay. So that's it for today. So tomorrow we'll continue with the nested conditions and other topics. So like nested conditions, integration ID, AWK command, how to use user variables. Okay. So
Okay.
that's it.
Okay. Thank you.